Hi everyone, welcome to my analysis compilation number 18. This clip needs a little bit of a pre-warning. My viewer emerges and then there's a crash.
Oh my god.
Two things happened we've seen many times on the channel. The car coming from the right was obviously travelling too quickly, but my viewer just went rather than looking and creeping. Many drivers use the gas pedal just as a way of going, but it should be to finish off your look, and there were clues this was coming. Have a look at the reflection on the furthest right hand pavement. And as you can see by the road surface to the right, you can easily tell there's a vehicle approaching. In situations like this, try to creep as slowly as you can and finish off your proper observations before committing. And then you won't end up doing this.
Oh my god.
This clip was captured by a family member of mine, and you may recognise the junction at the top of my road. And there's been many accidents at this junction over the years. As normal, regardless of who would be held accountable by the insurance companies, we're going to be looking at what all parties could do better, and this clip is very similar to the previous one we've just seen. One car emerges too hastily, which is this white one to the right hand side, and another car approaches too quickly, which is the hidden one from the left hand side. The collision is a little obscured, but you'll see what I'm getting at. The car that came from the left-hand side was travelling a little quick, but the white one that was turning right was crossing the path, so it's down to them. As I've said, quite similar to the first clip. Using the gas pedal does not mean go. Creep a little and make sure your observations are done correctly. And if you are approaching any junction, approach at a speed where you could stop. If either of these road users had done either of these things, I'm sure this accident wouldn't have happened. The footage was offered to the people involved in the collision, because I went down to talk to the police officer who was in attendance. I also pointed out these lights, which showed categorically that the vehicle from the left did not jump any red light. There was quite a bit of damage done to the Ford that hit the railings. This guy was waiting here for a few hours to get his car recovered. This text has been put on by my viewer, so we're going to have a look at the clip and see what they've got to say. And straight from the off it seems as though we've got some advanced training going on. This next piece of footage is from someone a little further back who's actually in the group, and this is the observer and my viewer to the right hand side. I think they did a good job of spotting the Volvo, but my area of concern is the lane discipline, which is poor. If my viewer, who seems to be in charge of this lesson observation, knew that they were going to be taking this exit off, why were they out in lane 3 so close to the junction and overtaking no one? The driver of the Volvo is obviously being impatient, so my viewer's decision to do this to reprimand is not a good example to be setting, especially from an advanced rider. If this happens to one of your riders in your group, use that opportunity to explain to them how they can deal with it. But instead, you've just given them a perfect demonstration of how to instigate a potential road rage situation. And there definitely wasn't much defensive riding being taught in this scenario. Don't forget though, there may also have been a protective element to look after the people who are being observed. The observer obviously knows the capabilities of this rider in front, and they could have just been looking after them. I'm a little bit undecided on this clip. Let me know what you think in the comments. The first thing I'd like to point out with this clip even before we get started is the speed of this lorry. How is this happening? Please let me know in the comments.
Either
My viewer's about to take a break, and there's a parking area up here on the left hand side, and someone doesn't look before opening a door. Were there any clues before this happened, and was my viewer able to do anything differently to stop this collision?
It must have been. It must have been, but also that is a sign that you might be batshit crazy.
I don't know, Dave. Give me two numbers.
4 and 9.
Thursday. What are you doing?
Ready?
If we look again, there was no clues whatsoever, but my viewer's speed is a little fast. Although the GPS can be a couple of moments behind, this was still too quick. Have a little look and imagine if someone had walked out in between these lorries.
I don't know, Dave. Give me two numbers.
4
And the last thing I'd like to point out is the lack of proper mirrors on this wagon. If you look in the mirrors, you can see whether the people are looking to get out a lot of the time. And it's impossible to do with these camera systems. It's obvious though that this driver didn't look whatsoever.
9.
Thursday. What are you doing?
Ready?
That
Thursday.
was good.
Fred also had theories about life. He believed in time.
In this clip we've got a little bit of road rage from a BMW driver. It's not the one on the right hand side, but I'd like you to watch the one on the right hand side to see what the other BMW driver does. Should they have tried to go in there from that lane? Well, this is what this one wants to do also. But my viewer shuts the door. They don't make it easier, they make it more difficult, and it causes this reaction. Now, there's no excuse for that behaviour whatsoever, but do you think my viewer could have exited the roundabout in lane 1? It's pretty obvious no one was there because the black BMW that's now in front came through on the left also. And although the other driver made the mistake, I'd like you to watch the irony of how many people pass my viewer in lane 1, and also what lane my viewer goes back to at the end of the clip. Quite comical, that one. Here's some more road rage, and my viewer also could have done things a little differently. It's the driver of the Golf sitting on our left rear that we're watching. And have a look closely at the road marks as my viewer negotiates this roundabout. It's the A205 that we're following for. My viewer's just sworn at and engaged with this driver.
Who's that?
And after his reaction when he was obviously in the wrong, I wouldn't have engaged at all. I know it's hard, but resist.
Lane. Do you not know what lane is in?
What the f is wrong with this guy? Oh my god.
Mate, the lane, look.
To Chiswick High Road.
Mate, do you not know what lane is in?
Outside lane, you've got to stay in the inside lane.
Do you not see the lane merge? Do you not see the lane merge? Do you not see the lane merge?
God, what the f? What the f? This guy's insane.
And that's even more reason why you shouldn't engage. I know I've done it before, but I've learnt my lesson. Never again. And in this final clip again, unfortunately, one of my viewers needs to do a lot better. We're going to be watching this van that's to the left of my viewer in lane 1. And we're also going to be watching my viewer's speed quite closely. If we focus in front again, what do you think the van to the left is going to wish to do in a moment? By just backing off a little earlier, my viewer could have made that into a non-event. But the van driver has made it into an event, and my viewer's going to continue things. The amount of problems that are caused by people thinking about their own flow rather than best flow for everyone are huge. Also, the lack of anticipation that my viewer's just shown stops people from moving back to the left lane when they probably should, because they know they're going to have issues to get back out again. And really, this whole incident came from poor lane discipline, from the vehicle that was in front of my viewer when this van in front now had moved back to the left. Not much happens over the next couple of moments, so I'm going to skip forward. But notice the amount of traffic on the left is quite high. It's when it drops again that something changes. It's as if the van driver in front is going to do whatever they can not to be overtaken, because the speed's starting to build. There's also a nice big gap to the left hand side that the van driver in front could have easily pulled in. And this isn't saying that my viewer was okay breaking the speed limit. Just show good lane discipline and let other people do what they wish. People take offence when you try and control them, so don't do it. Unless it's for safety, obviously. And if you have had to control someone for safety, be quick to submit after, because that then is a great way of de-escalating things. Now, have a look at my viewer's speed. They're putting the pressure on and they're trying to get the van to get out of the way. But they're not going to budge, are they? Thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone. Keep safe and keep doing the correct things where you can.